Hello everyone. So today's topic of discussion is forces on submerged bodies. So now we look at how many forces are there acting on some particular submerged body. So first of all, there may be two cases possible. One is, suppose there is one random body, arbitrary shape, and it has been fixed. That is a stationary body, and the fluid has been moving with a constant free stream velocity capital U. So in this case, the force is exerted on particularly this force will be acting on the body. And second, there may be a case when similarly a body will be there. It has been moving with some velocity U under some fluid. That has been some fluid. So in this case, the body will be moving, and here the fluid is particularly having some stationary position. So in each of the case, the force will be acting on the body itself. So now we see examples. First one, like flow of the air on some building. Or some structure maybe, then flow of water over bridges, or it may be some flow of air on some high velocity moving object. So these may be some practical examples which are related with the forces on submerged bodies. Now, what are the forces which are acting on the submerged body? So first of all, have a look. Suppose there is some symmetrical body of like airfoil shape in this way, and this body is experiencing a fluid which is coming with a velocity, free stream velocity capital U. So now this body, which is in the path of the fluid, it is having some particular force which is acting normal to the surface of the fluid, of the body, sorry. So this force Fr will be the resultant force acting on the body, and here we can divide this resultant force in two components, Fd and Fl. This is called drag component of the resultant force, which is in the direction of motion, and this one lift force, which is in the perpendicular direction to the motion of the flow. So now what is Fd? That is the drag force. And what is Fl? It is a lift force. So you may be ever heard about the drag force which has been acting on some particular high moving cars, or maybe some particular objects which are in the path of the high velocity in the velocity path. Okay. So now here we see what is Fd and Fl and how it can be derived. So for this purpose, let us see the derivation. But before going to the derivation, we have to remember one condition here, like you can say some star point note like this. So it is like Fd and Fl is having a zero magnitude in case of a symmetrical body. In case of symmetrical body. So here, what does it mean by symmetrical body? Symmetrical bodies are those bodies like having same shape, like some cylinder, or it may be some sphere, etc. Second, if the axis of body is inclined to the flow direction, then only Fl will exist. otherwise not. So these are some two conditions, like whenever we have a symmetrical body. So in this case, symmetrical body is having the FL and FD component is 0. And for the some body condition, like when the axis of the body is having some inclination with the particular the flow direction, then FL will exist, otherwise it will be 0. So now here we are taking some arbitrary shape body like this, which has been stationary in this way. So this is some body which has been fixed here, stationary, and it is experiencing a flow like this. So this flow is having velocity, flow of fluid having velocity capital U, that is the free stream velocity. Okay, now we take some arbitrary chosen here some small element on this body. Okay, now on this body element, what are the forces acting here? So there are two forces may be possible. One is the pressure force and second is the, you can say, shear force, which is acting away from the body. So this is first component, that is tau naught into dA. So what is tau naught? That is the shear stress, and this multiplied by dA will be the shear force. Okay, now second, that will be the normal force, that is P into dA. That is called the pressure force, acting always to the normal from the surface of the body. So here we see this is some angle theta which has been creating by this force with the direction of motion. Now it is having two components, one in the direction of motion and one is perpendicular to the body surface. So this particular component which is in direction of motion, that is P dA cos theta, and this one perpendicular component is P dA sin theta. Okay, now similarly we are taking two components of tau naught dA. This is 90 minus theta. So this one, this component is here tau naught dA cos 90 minus theta, or you can say tau naught dA sin theta, and the perpendicular component of this force will be tau naught dA sin 90 minus theta, which can be written as tau naught dA cos theta. Okay, so now in case of equilibrium, we are having the total forces in x direction will be 0. Also we can write here the resultant forces in y direction will also be 0. So for this particular case, what are the forces in x direction? Here we see this is P dA cos theta plus this component plus this one, that is tau naught dA sin theta. So that is the resultant force in the particular x direction. And if we see in x direction, what is the force called? That is drag force. So drag force will be equal to this particular component. So this is therefore FD will be equal to P dA cos theta plus tau naught dA sin theta. Now for this case, this is the element force on the element, this is small element which we are writing here, assuming here element. So now what is the total force? The total drag force on this body FD, what will be equal to? This is integration of these force. This is integration of this, if we denote this by some delta. So this is the integration of delta FD. Okay, now what is this? This is integration of P dA cos theta plus P integration of tau naught dA sine theta. Okay, now it has two components. One is the pressure component and second is the stress component, shear stress component. So what is the name of this component? This is called pressure drag, means depending on the pressure force, that is called pressure drag, or it is having second name, that is called form drag. And the second component of drag force, that is called shear drag or friction drag. So shear or friction drag is the component of the drag force which has been depending on the shear force. So now similarly we can write for the lift force. So for lift force, if we see the case, we are writing here summation Fy is equal to 0. So in the y direction, what are the forces? First is the P dA sine theta, and second one, this one, that is particularly having tau naught dA cos theta. But as you see here, what is the case? That it is away from the element or the particular body. So this is a negative component of the force. So therefore lift force, that is particularly having here, the lift force will be equal to the integration of this complete, if we consider the total lift force. So total lift force will be the integration of delta FL. This is equal to integral minus P dA sine theta plus integral tau naught dA cos theta. So this is the case for particularly having the lift force. Now what are the case for the moving body? Because here the body will be stationary. Now if the body is moving with some particularly velocity u, so if body is moving with velocity which is a constant velocity u, then what happen? By dimensional analysis, we can write here by dimensional analysis what are the components. So Fd will be equal to Cd into half rho AU square, okay, and FL will be equal to CL into half rho AU square. Now in this case, what is CD and CL? Here we can write here the CD and CL are called coefficients of drag force and lift force, and its value is always less than 1. Okay, now we are writing here coefficient. So coefficient, it is having two values. One is called average value and second is called the local value. So this is writing here, which we have written here, is called the average value of the coefficient, not the local, because local one is denoted with CD star and CL star. Okay, and what is A here? A will be the projected area of the body. Projected area of the body. So now what is projected area? That is the maximum area of immersed body. That is called maximum area of the immersed body. Okay, so this is the condition for the fluid is been moving, or some case will be having when the body is been moving. Okay, now when we go further, what are the contribution of drag component and lift component on particularly having the total force. So for this case, yes, contribution of drag and lift components. So when we talk about the pressure for total drag force, as we derived earlier, total drag force Fd, that is equal to integration P naught dA cos theta plus integration tau naught dA sin theta. Okay, now when this pressure component or this particularly shear component will act on the total drag force. So for this condition, we take two conditions here. When the body or say plate is perpendicular to the direction of motion. So for this case, what will happen? Suppose we take some plate which is been placed here like this. Okay, in fact we can take here this case, perpendicular case. So in this case, if we consider some element for the analysis, so pressure will be acting like this, pressure force. Okay, and the theta angle between the pressure force and the direction of motion will be here equal to 0. So when theta will be 0, you put here sin theta will be 0. Therefore, total drag will depend upon the pressure drag. That is a function of pressure drag. And second case can happen here when the plate is parallel to the direction of motion. Then what happen? So for the second case, when the body or some plate is parallel to the direction of motion. So for this case, what will happen? This is some particular fluid having some velocity and the plate is being placed parallel to the direction of motion like this. So when we consider some element here and this is the pressure which is acting normal to the direction of motion. So particularly this pressure force will be acting here and the theta will be 90 for this case. So when theta will be 90 here, so what will happen? This component will exist and this particularly having, so here we can see the total drag, that is a function of the shear drag. So this means whenever we discuss about the drag force will be acting accordingly when whatever the condition of the plate. Whenever plate will be having position perpendicular, then it is the pressure drag which is contributing to the total drag. And when plate is being placed parallel to the direction of motion, then what happens? The total drag will be a function of shear drag. So this is the particular topic which we discussed here. Okay, thank you.